Hello everyone, today I'll be teaching you grammar. Please take out your book. Okay, your book looks like this. Yes? Okay, so everyone, last time we have learned about something very special, right? Something very different. That is called adverbs, right? Adverbs. So before doing the revision of adverbs, I would like you to understand the difference between adverbs and verbs. Okay? So let's do some revision on verbs, okay? So all I want you to do is find out the verbs here, okay? Find out the verbs here. Let's look at number 1. Before looking at that, do you know what is a verb? A verb does action, right? A verb does action. So basically, verbs describes the action. So now we may look at the first one. The first one, the verb here is run. Is run a verb? It is? Yes, it is. So it is a verb. Excellent. How about number 2? Is Tom a verb? Tom is a person, right? Is it a verb? Can a person be a verb? No, right? A person can do the action, right? But a person can't be an action. So it is not. Okay? Tom is a noun. Remember what a noun is? Animal, people, place, things, right? So Tom is one of the noun. How about play? Is play a verb? Yes, it is a verb. It's an action, right? Playing games, play with your toys and all that. Next one, jump. Is jump an action? Can you jump? Yes, right? Jump is an action. It's an action. Yes, that's why this is a verb. Alright, that's why this is a verb. Next one, girl. Is girl a verb? Is girl a verb? Is it an action? It is? No, it isn't, right? Because it's a person. A girl is a girl. So it goes with noun, not verbs, okay? Next one, talk. Talk. Is talk an action? Is talk an action, everyone? Yes, it is an action. It is an action. Okay, it is an action. Alright, it is an action. Yes, talk is an action. How about sad? Is sad an action? No, it isn't. It is an adjective. An adjective, okay? It describes a noun. Okay? So it is not an action. Sad. If you say getting sad, get will be the action, okay? Get sad or getting sad. Get will be the action, but sad is an adjective, okay? It's not an action. Happy. Is happy an action? No. Happy is an adjective. If you say be happy, okay, if you say be happy, be will be an action, okay? But just happy won't be an action. Alright, it is an adjective. So this is not a verb. Fan. Do you know what a fan is? You turn on the fan, you're feeling hot, right? So that's not a verb. Okay? Hands. Is hands an action? Hand. Your hands, are your hands action? No, right? So it's not a verb. How about clap? Clap is an action, right? So that is a verb. Verb. Okay, hop. Hop. Is hop an action? Yes, it is. Hop is mean jump. Okay? How about shout? If you shout, are you doing an action? Yes, you're doing an action. Shout. You are shouting. I am shouting. We are shouting. Shouting, shouting, shouting. Shout is a verb. How about long? Is long an action? No. Okay? Read. Is read an action? If you're reading a book, are you doing an action? Yes, you are. So it is a verb. Okay? A verb is an action. Okay? Speak. Speak. Can you speak? Yes, right? It's an action. Go. I go to school. I go to work. Go, 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 go. Is it an action? Yes, it is. She, he, they are people, right? He and she. So are they action? No, they are nouns. Okay. Wash. I wash my hand. Wash. I wash my car. I wash my clothes. Is that an action? Yes. So basically verbs are action, okay? They are action. Action. Action, alright? And, okay. Let's move on to adverbs. So, what can adverbs do? Remember? Don't open your book, okay? What can adverbs do? Adverbs describes what an action happens. Do you remember that? So let's look at number one. Let's look at number one. Then let's see if you can find out the answer. Let's read number one. Tom reads his book quietly. Okay. Do you remember something now? Quietly. So this sentence tells you what an action happened. I can give you option. What an action happened, when an action happened, how an action happened, or where an action happened. This sentence tells us, so let's read together. Tom reads his book quietly. Quietly. So quietly tells you how Tom reads his book, right? How Tom reads his book. So one of the adverbs is, it tells you how an action happened. How an action happened. Remember? How an action happened. Okay? How an action happened. And then let's look at the next one. She always washes her hand. She always washes her hand. Okay. What does this sentence tell you about? When, where, what an action happens. Which one is it? The word always. Let me give you a hint. The word always tells you when does this action happen, right? So the next point is when an action happened. Okay? Let's look at, okay, we will skip this. I'll discuss with you later. Next one. He throws, let's read. He throws the rubbish inside the rubbish bin. So what does this sentence tell you about the action? So the action he does is throws the rubbish, right? Throws the rubbish. What? The rubbish bin inside, right? Inside. So it tells you where does he throw the rubbish, okay? So the third point is where. So all I'm trying to explain is adverbs are the verbs that tells you how, when, and where an action happens, okay? So look at number one. Tom reads his book quietly. Where is the verb? Remember, where is the verb? The verb is reads, right? Reads is the verb. So how this action happens? It happens quietly, right? It happens quietly. Tom reads his book quietly, all right? Quietly. Let's look at number 2. She always washes her hands. She always washes her hands. So as I told you, always tells you how, always tells you that when this action happens, right? So where is the action is in the sentence? The action verb is washes. Yes, the action verb is washes. Washes, right? Washes. So here tells you when this action happens. Always is the adverb. Okay? She always washes her hand. This sentence describes when this action happens. She always washes her hand. Okay. Next one. I will go to school tomorrow. Let's find out the verb first. Which one is the verb? Which one is the action verb? School, tomorrow, go. Yes, go is the action verb, right? Is the action. So which one is the adverb? Which one is the adverb? School, I, or tomorrow? That should be tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is the adverb. It tells us when an action happened, right? When an action happened. Yeah? Let's look at next one. He throws the rubbish inside the rubbish bin. Which one is the action verb here? The verb is throws. Yes, it does the action. Where this action happens? The rubbish goes inside the rubbish bin, right? So the adverb goes with this. Understand? Good. Let's look at next one. I go downstairs to get some snack. Okay, I go downstairs to get some snack. So which one is the action here? The action here is go. Excellent. Go. How about the adverb? How about the adverb? The adverb here is downstairs. Good job. Downstairs. Downstairs is the adverb because it tells us where this action happened, right? I go downstairs. I go downstairs. So the adverb here is downstairs. Nick talks noisily. Nick talks noisily. So which one is the action here? The action here is talks. Good job. Talks. How about the adverb? How this action happens? Noisily. Yes, noisily. Okay, just remember that. An adverb tells us how, when, and where. Okay? How, when, where. An action happens. Okay? The girls sing song cheerfully. Which one is the action? The girls is the subject, right? Which action did they do? Sing. Yes. The verb is sing, right? Sing. And then the adverb here is, good job, cheerfully. Cheerfully. Cheerfully is the adverb. Cheerfully means happily. Okay, the puppy barks a lot here. Okay, the puppy, which action the puppy does? Barks. Yes. Do you know what is barks? It means woof, woof, woof. Alright? Barks is the action. How about the adverb? A lot or here? Here is the adverb because it tells us where this action happened, right? The puppy barks a lot here. So here tells us where this action happens, right? Next one. I usually lock the car door. I usually lock the car door. Which one is the action here? The action here is lock. Yes. The action I did was lock. Lock something, all right? And which one is the adverb? The adverb. The car door, I, or usually? Usually. Yes. Because it tells us when this action happens, right? When this action happens. Next one. The bus crashed loudly. How this action happens? Which one is the action? Crashed is the action, right? Separated into very many pieces. Wow. The bus crashed. And then how this action happened? Which one is the adverb? Loudly. Yes, loudly. How the how the bus crashed loudly. This is the adverb. Kathy finally arrived at the park. Okay, which one is the verb? Which one is the action? The action verb is arrived. Okay, arrived. Arrived means going somewhere, all right? Going somewhere. Going somewhere. Arrived. Which one is the adverb? The adverb is the park, Kathy, or finally? Finally. Yes, finally. Finally. Okay, it tells us when the action happened. Finally, all right? Finally. She does her homework lazily. Which one is the verb? Which one is the action verb? The action verb is does. Very good. Does. And the adverb here is lazily. Yes, it tells us how she does her homework, right? So this is the adverb. Understand? Okay, now I'm going to show you a video about adverbs, okay? Today we'll be discussing about adverbs as well. So let's have a look on the video.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're talking about adverbs, and that's a new kind of word. So you probably know about adjectives, nouns, and verbs.
So adjective or the words that describes a noun, right? And nouns, you know what are nouns? What are nouns? There are 4 things in nouns, right? Animal, people, place, and things, right? These are the nouns. And verbs, we have done revision on verbs already, right? What are verbs? Yes, verbs are the actions, okay? Verbs are the actions. So let's go.
Adjectives are words like yellow, good, hungry, and fat. Nouns are people, places, or things like tomato, table, Alex, or sheep. And verbs are things that you can do, like make, brush, see, or like.
Okay, so these are the difference between adjective, nouns, and verbs.
So adjectives are words that describe nouns. The yellow banana, a good day, a hungry wolf, and a fat man. the adjective describes the noun. But adverbs can describe lots of different words. And today, you will learn about adverbs that describe verbs. So you can make lots of these kind of adverbs by using adjectives to start. So our adjectives are loud, quiet, happy, and slow. And we can change them to adverbs by adding ly to the end. So we get loudly, quietly, happily, and slowly. The ly sounds like lee.
Okay, so when we have to form our adverb, like how an action happens, okay? Basically, we have to use adjective. But when we form that, we don't call it adjective anymore. That will become adverbs, okay? Basically, we just add ly. There's very less situation in like adjective. If the adjective ends with y, you just have to cross out the y and add ily. Okay, so that's the difference. ly and ily. So these are the adverbs describes how an action happens. She talks loudly. All right, something like that. Okay, how that action happens. Loudly, quietly, happily, slowly. These are adverbs. Okay, adverbs.
But how can you use adverbs? On this page, all of the blue words will be adverbs, and they will end with ly. So an adjective like quiet talks about a noun. The mouse is quiet. But if we want an adverb, we talk about a verb. The mouse walks quietly. Quietly describes the verb walks. She is slow. Slow is an adjective talking about she. But slowly is an adverb, so it will talk about a verb like run. She runs slowly. And finally, the lazy dog sleeps. Lazy is describing the dog, so let's change it to an adverb. The dog sleeps lazily. So it's like, how does it sleep? Lazily. Adverbs can be before or after verbs. She sings loudly. So how does she sing? She sings loudly. I move quickly. Quickly describes the verb move. You will happily do your homework. He angrily broke the ruler. So all of these adverbs talk about a verb. You only need to find the adverbs for your homework.
Okay, we are done with the video. So basically, adverbs tells us how, when, and where an action happened, right? But when we are talking about how an action happened, we can use adjective, but that won't be adjective, okay? We have to add ly or ily. All right, let's talk about it. Turn to your book, page number, page number 22. Page number 22. Okay, adverbs 2. So remember, adverbs describes a verb, right? Very important. It describes a verb and it tells us how, remember, and when and where an action happens, right? So let's look at the first point in your book. Adverbs tells us how an action takes place, ends with letter ly. Basically, it is ends with ly, okay? The adjective happy becomes happily. Quick becomes quickly. Slow becomes slowly, because it's going to describe how an action happened, right? So that's why we have to add ly. Okay, we can't say she talks nice, right? You should say she talks nicely. Okay, she runs quick. No, if you want to describe this action run, you have to say she runs quickly. Okay, that's the difference, just like the video shown. Okay, so done with this. And it also tells us when an action happened, right? In your book, there are lots of examples, just like soon, yesterday, right? That are in your book. You may have a look. It's over here, right? It's over here. It's over here, okay? It's over here. Just like soon, yesterday, now, today, always, never, often. These are the adverbs tells you when an action happened, right? And here, where an action happens, right? There are a lot of examples in your book as well. Just like here, there, inside, outside, around, through, beneath. What is beneath? Do you know what's beneath? It means lower layer. It's a lower layer. This is also like a preposition, kind of preposition. You may say that. It tells you where an action happened, okay? It's like, it's a lower layer of something. So this page is beneath the book, okay? A lower layer of something. So yeah, okay? So we are done with introducing the adverbs, okay? Today we'll be doing some exercise on page 23. Fill in the blanks with the adverbs in the word box above. Okay. So basically these are the adverbs, right? Let's go through it. Playfully, quickly, carefully, patiently, slowly, loudly, happily, quietly, safely. These are the adverbs that are going to tell us how, when, or where an action happened. 3, 2, 1. It is going to tell us how an action happened, right? It's going to tell us that how an action happened. Okay? So let's do number 1. Let's read number 1 together. Let's read number 1 together. Okay. Number 1. Sarah skipped what? Down the street to see her friend. I hope you're reading, okay? Read again. Sarah skipped what? Down the street to see her friend. She skipped. You know what is skipped, right? Rope skipping. You have to hold a rope and jump, 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 right? So, how did she skip? Safely, quietly, quickly, or happily? The correct adverb for this question should be happily, okay? Happily. She skipped happily. That should be happily. Please write happily, okay? Happily. Excellent. Happily. Moving on to number 2. The team. Do you know what is the meaning of the team? The team is a group of people. So for example, when you play football or whatever game, there are 2 teams, right? 2 groups of people. So these are the team, okay? The team ran what? Towards the finish line to win the race. Okay, how do you run? So ran is the meaning of run, okay? How do you run when you have to run? Sorry, when you have to win the race. When you have to win the race, how do you run? You run very, very fast to finish the line, right? So where is the adverb that is the similar meaning of fast? Playfully, loudly, quickly, carefully. 3, 2, 1. Quickly. Yes, quickly. That should be quickly. Quickly. Oh, the action for number 1 is what? Sarah skipped happily down the street to see her friend. So the action here is skipped, right? Can you underline that for me? Thank you. Number 2, the team ran quickly towards the finish line to win the race. Which one is the verb? So there is a word you haven't learned, right? Ran. It's over here, I think. Ran, right? Ran. So let me tell you. Ran is the past tense of run. Okay? It's the past tense of run. So the action verb here is ran. Okay? Underline that. Understand? Good job. Number 3. Number 3. Let me cross it out. Okay. Number 3. The librarian told the kids to read their books. So do you know what is a librarian? So librarian are the people who works in a library, okay? They help you to collect books, if you want to borrow it, or if you want to return to them, right? So there are some librarian in the library that helps you, right? So the librarian told the kids it means like little boys and girls, to read their books. To read their books loudly, carefully, quietly, or slowly. So basically in library you can't make that much noise, right? That is not allowed, right? So the librarian is probably told the kids to read their books quietly, all right? Quietly. Quietly. All right? Quietly. Understand? Quietly. All right? Quietly. Number 4. The cat chased the ball around. The cat chased the ball around. Carefully, playfully, patiently. Playfully is the meaning of, the person is playing very happily, okay? Carefully. You know what is carefully, right? It means you have to pay a lot of attention when you're doing something. Careful. You have to be careful. Just like when you're walking on the stairs, right? You have to be careful because if you run, you may fall down, right? So you have to be very careful. Carefully. Patiently. Patiently is a person with who has a lot of weight in her heart, okay? So if I'm patient, I'm willing to wait a lot. Okay? I'm willing to wait
This
a
is
lot.
my friend.
Sorry.
He has...
Okay? So the cat chased the ball around. That should be playfully, okay? Playfully. Basically, the cats are going to... So the reason the cat chased the ball is she loves playing it, right? So she chases it. So she runs after the ball. Okay? Playfully. Playfully. Understand? Okay, from 5 to 9, you do it by yourself. Your 1 minute starts now. Please underline the action verb. Okay? Underline the action verb. I'm going to ask you about the action verbs as well. All right, time is up. Number 5. Dan waited what for his turn to buy a ticket? Dan waited. So which one is the action verb? The verb is waited, his turn, ticket. Which one is it? Waited is the action verb. So you have underline waited, right? Please underline waited if you haven't, okay? Underline waited. So remember which adverb here means a person has lots of weight. That should be patiently. Yes, patiently. Could you write patiently? Check your answers, okay? Patiently. Patiently. Okay? Number 6. The turtle walked what and couldn't keep up with the rabbit. The action here is what? Walked. Yes, walked is the action, right? So the turtle walked carefully, slowly, loudly, or safely. He couldn't keep up with the rabbit. So it means he couldn't pass the rabbit. He couldn't be faster than the rabbit. So basically, he walked slowly. Okay? Slowly. Slowly. Good. Next one. Sharon chose the answer for her test. What? Show she would pass. Okay. So do you know what's the meaning of chose here? The meaning of chose is very similar to one word. That is choose. Right? Choose. So basically it is the past tense of choose. Alright? Choose. Choose. So Sharon chose the answers for her test loudly, safely, or carefully. So if you want to make sure the answers in your test are all correct, you have to choose the answer very carefully. Yes, carefully. You have to be very careful while you're doing your test, right? Carefully. Carefully. Okay? Carefully. Excellent. Carefully. Number 8. Mike saw there were no cars coming, so he could cross the street safely or loudly. So which one is the action verb here? That should be cross, right? Cross. So cross the street safely, okay? The answer should be safely because there were no car, right? So he could cross the road safely. Safe and sound. Safely. The kids shouted what as they play in gym class? Which one is the action? Shouted. Yes, shouted. Underline shouted. Shouted loudly. Yes. Loudly is the answer. Loudly. Okay? Loudly. Done? Done with it? Okay. So if you're done, then let's move on to page number 24. Page number 24. All you have to do in page number 24 is writing, but you have to order the picture. Okay, you have to order the picture on page 24. You have to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have to draw a line to the correct picture, okay? So just look at your book and listen to me. Number 1 has been done for you, right? So your writing for today is beach vacation. What is vacation? So your title for today is beach vacation. Sorry. Sorry. Vacation, right? So, what is a vacation? When you're going on a vacation, when you're going on a vacation, it means you're going somewhere out of your country. Okay? So maybe you may go to on holiday, right? You may go to holiday for example, you may go to Japan, right? So that will be your vacation. My vacation is I'm gonna go to Japan next month. Okay, that's my vacation. So here is beach vacation, right? Beach vacation. So here is all about a trip to the beach. Okay, let's look at the example. Number 1. Brian and his family wake up early. So the first thing Ryan and his family did is they wake up, right? They wake up. So number 1 has been done for you. They wake up. Let's find out number 2. So basically when you wake up, right? After you wake up, you're done with washing your face and all that. What do? You will have, do you have lunch? Do you have dinner? Or you have breakfast? So in the morning, basically you have breakfast, right? Once you wake up, you're done with washing your face and brushing your teeth. So there's nothing like washing your face and brushing your teeth, right? So the second thing they'll do is they're gonna have breakfast. So is there any sentence related to breakfast? Let's look at the first sentence. Brian and his family packed the car. Will they pack the car after they woke up? No, right? So let's look at number 3 then. They grill hot dogs for dinner. No, right? Let's read the next box. They eat a picnic lunch. You don't eat a picnic lunch after you wake up, right? That's very strange. Brian helps his father make pancakes. Oh. After lunch, they make sandcastle. Which one is the correct answer? Pancakes, right? Make pancakes. Basically, you eat pancakes for breakfast, right? Here, Brian helps his father to make pancakes, right? So, number 2 should go with this. Okay? So, they're done with breakfast. The next step, what will they do? What will they do? They will... So after they're done with eating breakfast, they are full, right? So they would be ready to go to the beach vacation. So the third thing they will do is pack the car, grill hot dogs for dinner, eat picnic lunch, or make sandcastle after lunch. They haven't had lunch yet, right? So all they're gonna do is pack their car. Okay? 4 to 6, you do it by yourself. 1 minute starts now. 4 to 6, do it by yourself. Okay, done. Number 4. After they're done with pegging the car, what will they do? Here is, they grill hot dogs for dinner. No, right? They eat picnic lunch, or after the lunch, they make sandcastle. That should be, they eat picnic lunch. Yes, that should be number 4 here. Okay? 4 goes for here. After they're done with the picnic lunch, they make sandcastle. So that is number 5. Excellent. After lunch, they make sandcastles. Number 6, that should be for dinner, right? They grill hot dogs for dinner. Yeah. 5. Okay? 5. All you have to do now is match the picture. Okay? So here is a picture of they wake up early, right? So number 1 has been done for you. Number 2, let's look at 2. Brian helps his father make pancakes. So in which picture do you see pancakes? Look at your book. Picture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one is it? That should be picture 1. Yeah, because you can see a picture of pancakes, right? So that should be 1. I think that is easy for you, right? You do it by yourself. Come on, you do it. You do it by yourself. Do from 3 to 6. Draw a line to the correct picture. Okay? Okay, let's go with number 3. Number 3 was Brian and his family pack the car, right? So as you can see, the picture of pack the car should be here. Okay, picture 1, 2, 3, 4. Picture number 4. Okay, should be pack the car. Number 4, they eat a picnic lunch. They eat a picnic lunch. So which picture do you see they eat a picnic lunch? That should be picture 3. Alright, picture 3. Okay, picture 3. After that, okay, after lunch they make sand castle. Which picture shows you a picture of sand castles? That should be 5. Okay, the last but not the least, they grill hot dogs. Yes. Okay? Done? Alright, we are not finished yet. Please look at page 25. Write the story above write the story with the above helping sentences. So there are a few sentences that are done for you, right? It says Brian's, in your book it says, Brian loves going to the beach in summer, right? Brian loves going to the beach in summer. He and his family family all get up early. So basically, this sentence is the same meaning as number 1 in your book, page 24, right? Brian and his family wake up early. So what is the next thing they did? The next thing they did is, the next thing Brian did was so just same as your book, the next thing Brian did was Brian helped his father, same as your book, right? Brian helps, okay, Brian helps his father to make pancakes, right? This is the second thing he does, right? Number 3. Let's look at number 3. You may say, you may use the word then, right? Then, let's look at number 3. Brian and his family packed the car. Yes. So you can just write it down. Okay, Brian and his family packed the car. So everyone, basically you have to write this story with this helping sentence, okay, in order. Okay? He and his family all get up early. It's just like the sentence number 1, right? Number 2 was Brian helps his father make pancakes. So basically you can write, you have already write, right? Brian helped his father. You may write to make, no problem. To make, or you can just copy, okay? Or you may write just make, no problem, okay? Brian helps his father to make or make pancakes. Then Brian and his family pack the car, right? Brian and his family packed the car. What is the next thing they did? Number 4, they all eat a picnic lunch. You may use adverbs as well. How do they eat the picnic lunch? You may say they all eat a picnic lunch happily, right? You may write happily as well. You may use other adverbs too. Okay? They all eat a picnic lunch happily. Okay? Okay. The last 2 sentences, can you write it by yourself? Oh, I'm sorry, that should be number 6, right? 6, not 5. Okay, 6. 6. Can you write 5 and 6 here for me? Your 1 minute starts now, okay? Just write 5 and 6. You may add adverbs. and whatever you want, okay? Because this is the story you are writing about Brian, right? You can add your own thoughts or adverbs you want to add. Okay? Your time starts now. Alright, so number 5 should be just like in your book, right? After lunch, they make sandcastle. After lunch, they make sandcastles. Yes, after lunch, they make sandcastle. And then number 6, they grilled hot dog for dinner. You may say at the end, right? At the end. You can use this kind of word, right? At the end, they grill hot dogs for dinner. They grill hot dogs for dinner. Okay. So everyone, basically, so you're done writing this, right? You're done writing the story. You may write how was this beach vacation for him. Okay? So you may say something happened in the end, no problem. You may say the car broke down when they go home. No problem, okay? Just create an ending for this story. And today we have learned a different thing, right? For adverbs, how do we form adverbs, right? How an action happens. Basically, we have to use adjective, but we don't call it adjective when we add ly. We call it adverbs, remember, okay? Adverbs tells us how, when, and where an action happened. Remember that, okay? This is what we learned today. How, when, and where this action happens. So basically, how an action happens, these kind of adverbs tells you how an action happens. She talks nicely. They go home happily. No problem, right? These are called adverbs. Basically, how, when, and where this action happens, okay? So we have learned this. Go home and do the ending of this story, and I hope you know the definition of adverbs. If you don't understand, please do revision on that, okay? I'll see you again next week. Thank you so much for watching.